Look, you can enter a garden, owning a garden, say, or taking over a garden, and you can completely clear the ground and start again. But that's not the way of godliness. I come into a garden, I think, what has God here? I might watch it for a year, that I become clearer on what God has here. May have the odd rabbit, has some birds, has some bees, perhaps even a butterfly or two, has some wildflowers. There's a tree self-planted here, well, planted by the birds, God, of course, you see. What can I do to add to this creativity? Not sweep it all away in a catastrophic clearing of the land. Do you see? The tree, is it in the wrong place? It's where it is. If I move it, it will hold it up at least a year of growth. And it might die. And I might still get it wrong to where I've moved it to. I'll leave that little oak tree growing there. It's not too near the house. If it gets too big, well, I could prune it, I suppose, if I really need to. And those wildflowers there, and if I could plant some others next to it, or just clear some of the grass and weeds away so that that flourishes. And there's mint growing there, well, I definitely want that. So I'll clear some of the grass around that. Move it back a little so that the mint can stay where it is and spread a bit. And the hedge does look a bit moth-eaten, but if I trim it, it might just thicken up a bit. And perhaps I should plant something in that gap there where the hedge doesn't seem to have survived. Put something nice in there. What about fee jar, if you're in New Zealand? That gives some good screening and fruit. Oh, yes. In fact, that dead tree in the corner of the garden, don't take it down. It's a wonderful framework for a grapevine, isn't it? I'll plant a grapevine next to that. Do you see? There's a depression in that part of the garden down the bottom. If I dig it out a bit, or even just can I turn it into a pond? Not a great concrete affair. Some sort of natural pond. I could have frogs. And newts. Lizards, do you call them in New Zealand? Newts, we call them in England. Well, we call them lizards as well. Yes. Do you see? If I plant so-and-so near the house there, give a lovely scent. That's a good idea. There's that old rose bush there in the garden. That's a bit of a problem with my children, or the children that visit, or my grandchildren. I don't want to kill it. Shall I just move it to the front garden where I wouldn't leave the young children anyway? So they won't get hurt, and it's a rather nice rose. It will be if I just trim it and take care of it. Do you see, you can turn the garden into something more beautiful than it is. This is the complete reverse of the Kiwi approach. You move in, you clear the ground, Literally you get in that. I think it's a chap who drives what's called a bobcat or something, and he clears the ground for you, and you start again. He's probably shifted all the topsoil, so the soil's pretty awful, and you don't realise this. And you wonder why the tree you planted doesn't grow too well. You don't dig. Don't dig a garden. You're not there to disturb the nutrient and the life in the soil. Plant into it, yes, but don't dig it over and clear the ground. Create, don't destroy. You're a creator. Harmony. Do you see? We are talking about a foundation of compromise. Compromise says, what is? How can I adapt it? To yes, what I would prefer, but building on what is, not destroying. Seeing what the loveliness is of this person, this place, this circumstance, and build on it as of God, as of given of God, and as acting as of God, in harmony. Compromise is not weakness. It's a will to harmonize. Thank you, Dad.